welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Sally Jack's TV Mum. It's great to have your company. Now what I wanted to do in this video is just chat about how this week's gone and how you're feeling. So please leave your comments in the section below. So anybody who doesn't know, just let me repeat again, and if you watch it all the time it'll get a bit boring now, but I live in a caravan because of COVID when I'm away from work. I've got back to the caravan tonight and I've got a list a mile long to do, and all that keeps going on in my mind is obviously lockdown and how it's hopefully coming to an end. But I wanted to give you some of my thoughts on it and what my views and opinions were. And actually I'm treating myself tonight. I'm having a little Diet Coke. I only drink water or ginger tea or lemon tea, so to have a fizzy drink is very unlike me. So and obviously you know how burpy I am anyway, so this just makes me even windier. But anyway, cheers. So obviously the start of the week. Oh, by the way, do you like my new bedding as well? I've got shaggy teddy bedding. I put it on a couple of my Instagram stories during the week. Right, so obviously Monday night was the big announcement for Boris, and obviously everybody was very sort of glued to their TV screens waiting to see what he had to say. And I kind of got mixed feelings. Now everybody, and I have to say this at the start of the video, everybody is at different sections of their lives. Everybody's at different sections of the pandemic, different things, well, different sections of the pandemic as in what's happened with your life. So some people have had it far worse than others. Some people have had the tragedy with the families. Some people have had the tragedy with money. There's lots of different ways, and actually so far you know, I'm still in a job, and obviously all the family are still there. We do know a few people that have passed, but they haven't been immediately close to us. So I just want to get that out of the way. So when I talk about all these kind of different things, I don't want people to go, oh, well, she's got it good. I know I've got it a lot better. There's always somebody, as they always say, worse off than you, unless you're in the situation where you really have gone through the mill with this. But there's been a lot of positives for me with lockdown. I mean, I've been busy as heck anyway, but it's been a challenging roller coaster. So we haven't enjoyed the homeschooling, although he's getting better at it now. So now we're going back to school. He's getting all right with it. But so he's been really naughty, and we've seen different sides of Frankie Jack, and I did a vlog on that, and I know a lot. God, I got so many responses from that, mostly privately through Instagram and Facebook. People going, oh my gosh, I saw your vlog, this is what happened, this is what happened to me. So it was very fascinating. That was probably, apart from my iron videos, one of the most responded to vlogs that I've done in a wee while. But actually listening to everything that we're doing and coming out and I feel like we're going, come out wherever you are, you know, like Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz. You feel like, right, okay, so I feel like I've really let myself go in lockdown because I've baked too much, I've eaten too much, I've let myself go since Frankie Jack anyway, but I feel like I've really let myself go. So I feel like pressure that I've got to get myself sorted out before we come back out. I've booked holidays for summer. They were booked, they were like sort of moved from last year. Are we going to be able to go on them? So it's like the kind of, ooh, is it going to actually be able to happen? Are we going to be able to fly? Because if we can't, I'll probably end up losing those flights. So I might end up losing money. I know that's not the big all and end all. Please don't think that I'm saying that for this reason. Frankie Jack's going back to school. Now we're going back to some sort of normality, and it feels a bit, ooh, doesn't it? Feels a bit weird. Although you want it, and I don't know whether you feel like this, I really want to be able to get back to normality, and I want to be able to do those things that I've always done. And if I want to book a holiday and I can afford it, I want to be able to go. If I want to go down the pub for a Prosecco or even Gary as a lager, I want to be able to do it, or beer. But part of me, and forgive me if I'm totally wrong, but I don't know whether anybody agrees with me, part of me kind of, I'm not saying I've enjoyed this life, because I certainly haven't, and I certainly haven't enjoyed the pandemic, but what I've enjoyed is the slowing down of this life. I've enjoyed the fact that we can't go anywhere, we can't do anything. We've had to find other things to do, to amuse ourselves, to entertain ourselves. I mean, my brain has been ticking overdrive on things to do with Frankie Jack, and you know, what can we do? Well, how can I, because he sits there when I get home after my 3 or 4 days at work, he sits there going, right mummy, what are we going to do? So he just automatically thinks all these ideas are going to come out of mummy's head. But I do like our movie nights. I like the fact that I don't need to go anywhere. I'm not at the beck and call of anybody. I don't have to think, oh, I've got to get up at 9 o'clock. We've got to go swimming. He's got to go here. He's got to go there. He's got to do this. We've got to do this. We've got to do that. I really enjoy that. So part of me feels that I don't want to go back into that life that I had in 2019, but I don't want to stay in this life. I kind of want to merge the two together. And I heard this so much over the Christmas period. Now, I missed out a lot on Christmas, I feel, and we felt as a family, because obviously we wanted to see the family. But what was so good is that we didn't have to rush around, and so many people said this. So I don't know whether this is resonating with you. Obviously, I don't want to stay in a pandemic. I don't want things to be shut. I don't want people to have, you know, money problems and all this that's come from it, and the shops and all that, and people furloughed and having mental health problems from staying at home. I don't want that. But also for me, I don't want to get back into a rat race. I don't want that. I quite like this more subdued, but then I can pick and choose what I want to do instead of having to be here, having to be there, this time, this time, this time. Oh, I think when I think about going back to that life, it kind of makes me go, oh, I don't know. But then I do want to get back to it. Does that sound right to you? But there's so many positives that we've got as a family out of lockdown, and that's sitting down, that's talking, that's you know, having those movie nights, sorting things out, like things that we never thought we would sort out. And we've actually, you know, things that you don't want to do, things you don't want to face. We've had to go, right, we've got to do this. We've got to sort this. We've got to put ourselves in a better situation. This has got to happen, this has got to. So quite a lot of things we've done that way. So it's been very positive for me. What about you? How have you got on? Leave in the comment section below, because it's lovely for us all to talk and for all to talk about this. And the one thing that I am going to do a vlog on, which I think is really important, is the mental health aspect. And I'm only going to touch on it briefly. If anybody's seen my vlog, because I've had mental health issues, okay, and I had them for 4 or 5 years. I was on the strongest dose. I was on sertraline. I was on 200 milligram of antidepressants, and it makes me laugh because I do know people that are on the same antidepressant that I was on. And they'll say, oh, I'm on antidepressant and I'm on a sertraline. And I'll say, oh, right, milligrams. Oh, I'm on 50 milligrams. And I'll go, I was on 200. And they go, oh, yes, I was on 200 and I got myself off them. Now, obviously, and I really am going to touch on this briefly, if you have a deficiency in your body's already under stress. So any more stress that's sent to it and put on it, like the pandemic, is going to make you sink. Whereas if your body was normal and not deficient, then of course, any stress you put onto it, it deals with it in a stressful situation, rather than having to deal with stress on stress on stress on stress. Does that make sense? So I am going to cover a whole vlog on this, like I said. So that's it. That's all I'm going to touch on now. So make sure you check out my iron vlogs and have a look at that, especially if you are a woman. And I've had lovely messages through, some really fabulous messages, private and open, for you to go and have a look at on those vlogs. And it makes me feel so good inside, that I feel like I've done my bit to help, because obviously I've been open about it and I've told you about it, and these people are going, oh my gosh, you know, I found this out through you, now I'm getting sorted. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing, this is amazing, this is amazing. So I'm really, really chuffed with that. But for me, I don't suffer with any anxiety, any depression, or any panic attacks anymore. But obviously I suffer with a little bit of stress still from all different manner of things, from things in your life. But it's just normal. It's normal. It's not like my old life was for 4 or 5 years. And I also suffer with a little bit of anxiety. But again, it's normal compared to what it was, if that makes sense, because I've been there, done it, and I never want to go back. But sometimes when I do suffer with a little bit of anxiety or something like that, which is normal, I tend to go, oh, am I going to go back to that old life? Am I going to go back to that old life? But luckily I haven't yet. So, and obviously I always keep an eye on my levels, and I have my bloods done every 3 months. And I noticed, because I came off my vitamin D because it was a little bit higher, and obviously I've gone back on my vitamin D now because it dropped to basically just above a basic level, which isn't very good. And obviously vitamin D is linked to COVID now. There's so many studies out there that are linking it, and but isn't it a shame that we are slow on the uptake of it? Anybody wants to go and have a look at it? I think it was April the 24th. I wrote a big post on Facebook, Sally Jack's TV Mum, last year, 2020, basically saying that the NHS were wrong for what they were saying about COVID and vitamin D, because they were basically, anyway, go and have a look at it if you want to go and have a look at it, read up and about it, and actually it turned out to be right what I was saying. Yeah, make sure that vitamin D is good. Make sure you're on some sort of supplementation as well, because that also helps your mental health. But it's also really important you know where those levels are beforehand, because vitamin D is something that you can overdose on. So it's very important that you know where your levels are to know what you need to take and where you need to go. But 9 times out of 10, most of us are going to be deficient in it. So there's a whole host of things that I just wanted to have a chat with you tonight, but one of them is and how do I feel about going back into the world again, and are we going to be able to fly at summer? Is it going? And also the other thing is that I read today that there was no flu cases this winter. That can't possibly be right, eh? Is it because flu is a coronavirus? So you've got pneumonia, you've got the common cold, you've got SARS, you've got common cold, flu, pneumonia, SARS, MERS and COVID-19. Those are your 6 coronaviruses. So has the coronavirus, COVID-19, been picked up as the flu? I don't know. I can't possibly see how they can't be any flu cases. Or whether that's just a newspaper that are writing it wrong again. They're saying, oh, you've got to carry on washing your hands. Well, of course we blooming have. But I know that there'll be people out there going, oh, I don't need to wash my hands anymore. I don't need to wash my hands as much. But yes, we've got to keep on with that hand hygiene, haven't we? There's a brilliant product that I need to show you as well, Shield Me. I'll leave a link in the description below, because it doesn't dry your hands. It's incredible, but it's brilliant, and it's fantastic with COVID-19 as well. So that's well worth you going to have a look at. So it's past laboratory for reducing COVID-19. You can use it for cleaning your surfaces, and you can also use it on your hands. That's what I use as my hand sanitizer now, instead of using the heavily alcohol ones, so my hands aren't as dry. So what they're actually saying is come winter, we'll probably be able to take our possibly, I'm not saying any of this is right, okay, so I'm only hearing what I'm hearing, but obviously in the summer they're saying no restrictions. Come 21st of June, if is all okay, then you know, we'll be able to go back to normal living. But I reckon come winter, and there's a little bit of talk at the moment that we'll have to put our masks back on, because I think they're going to want to help the flu and the common cold and things like that. Because you think about it now, do you know anybody that's had a cold? Anybody that's had a cold over Christmas? I don't know anybody. You think about how many colds you have. You have at least one, don't you, through the winter period, or 2, maybe 1 before Christmas and 1 after Christmas. That sneezing, that coughing, that awful feeling, and no, it's weird, isn't it? It's so weird. And obviously that's with social distancing, not wearing masks. However, do you not look at photographs now when you're stood next to somebody and go, oh, did I stand that close? And when you watch crowd scenes and things like that, you know, I watched Freddie Mercury at Hyde Park, you know, oh my God, oh, let's see people. It's like, oh, it's weird, isn't it? So anyway, I just wanted to fill you in about how I was feeling about it all, and I wanted to know how you were as well. So leave your comments in the section below, and I'll see you later. As always, I'll see you on the next vlog. Love you lots. Please don't forget to subscribe for free. It makes a real difference, and it'd be lovely to have you on board. And don't forget to give us that thumbs up as well. I'll see you later. Mwah.